Charlie Lyons. Margaret, period. The Maid, period. The Son, period. This play is sort of inspired by two different ideas that sort of are meshed together. The first part of it is a terrible story I heard about a woman that had diplomatic immunity that essentially had an indentured servant here in the US, and it just struck me that she didn't feel like she'd done anything wrong. So that struck me as an interesting character. And at about the same time, I'd been reading a lot about fraternity houses and pledging and all the crazy stuff that happens there. So that sort of planted the seed for where this play came from. The first version of it was a half-hour pilot for a TV show. I thought with the pilot it had a lot of things going on with it that were good, but it was just very much, which is what happens with a pilot, very much a beginning. And I felt by writing a play, I could get to the whole story, a beginning, middle, and end, and figure out what the story's really about. The main characters are Margaret, an extremely wealthy woman, the maid who works for her, the son, Alec, who believes he's Margaret's son, but in fact is the maid's biological son. There's also Victor, who's married to Margaret, and a number of other smaller characters. Again, like the last play I ended up developing, it's been an immense help. Marty, who runs the Play Lab, has, in this session, has been focused more on story and structure, which has been great. But in fact, just today, she had a prompt for us to write about a certain conflict between two of the characters. And again, I feel like she just hones in on what you need to focus on, and I can see that what she had us focus on today is probably going to end up in the play again, which is what happened with the last play. So the Play Lab's invaluable, really. It was about Victor, the father, talking to Margaret about what happened about 19 years ago when Alec was born. So it's about him finally addressing what happened. He finds it out in the course of the play. I think I can give that away. Well, I can tell you the very beginning of the play starts with Margaret calling ICE, Immigration, Customs and Enforcement, to have the maid deported because she doesn't want the maid to tell Alec that she is in fact his mother. So that's what starts the play off, and it's about what happens between Margaret and the maid because of Margaret calling ICE on her. And I think it'll be a fun reading. I think people will enjoy it, but I also think that from the reading I'll get ideas on how to develop it further. I think it's a dark comedy, definitely. Again, Marty, I think, nailed it from the Play Lab, nailed it when she said it's kind of a tragedy, but the comedy's keeping the tragedy at bay. So that's what I hope's happening. I think you're going to feel sympathetic toward the maid and probably the son, and I'm hoping you feel a little sympathetic even towards Margaret. We'll see if that happens.